conference, we are beginning our 5th limb of the Ashtanga 8 limbs. We've moved from the first 4, which are considered external limbs, to Pratyahara, the 5th, being the first of the internal limbs. And Pratyahara is really this beautiful old science and philosophy in practice of withdrawing from our senses. So this idea of, and I love this visual analogy, is our 5 senses are 5 dogs on a leash, and rather than the dogs walking us, we want to walk the dogs. And so you've seen people before walking dogs and they're pulling them around, and our senses can be like that, like smell me, look at me, hear me. And what we want to do is control that enough that we can pull it in and choose when to respond to sight, when to respond to smell. And so the yogi on the mat focuses on the breath. The breath is the way that we train those 5 dogs on a leash to control them. And by focusing on the breath, we quiet the mind, and we're able to control whether something distracts us that we smell, or that there's a loud sound, or someone walks into the room. And if you're not a yogi, you might wonder, like, why do we want to do this? And it's very simple, and I hope you can watch the entire teaching to hear more about this. But it's really to be more present for our lives. And I think that we live in a time in history where it's so needed. These teachings are thousands of years old, but they are so relevant today when we have so many distractions. Our phones are beeping, and once we respond to text messages, they're showing us, like, look this way, act this way. This is what a happy family looks like. This is what a beautiful person looks like. And all of these wind up being distractions from being able to just ground ourselves in the present moment that we're living, and making a decision, controlling how we want to respond, rather than living from the external world against stimulus and response, is to choose how we want to show up. And it's a practice that when we do this in our yoga, when we do this in meditation, and we get better and better and better at quieting our minds and being fully present and not being so distracted, then we're able to show up and really appreciate what the senses have to give us. So Desikachar says in his readings on Pratyahara, he says, we become one with the thing that we're doing when we are really focused. And so in doing that, I can enjoy things like, I won't miss the sunset. If I'm so busy and distracted, I might actually miss something that's beautiful, or a joy that is available for me. I always use the example of spending time with people, and especially now you'll see 2 people sitting down to have breakfast and they're both on their phones instead of really connecting with each other in this time that they have together. So it's a beautiful teaching. I hope you can join me and deepen your studies and understanding of how this yoga, how this breath, how these asanas serve us to become better at being present for the precious moment that we're living right now.